So is Chinatown safe in Honolulu, Hawaii? Make sure you guys watch the very end to find out. Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great day. So it's a nice Friday morning in Honolulu's Chinatown, and I thought I would go and make a video about my experiences in Chinatown. So if you guys haven't seen my most dangerous places to walk in Chinatown and downtown Honolulu, make sure you guys go and watch that video. I'm going to leave the link in the description box down below. So the reason why I wanted to make this video is because there was a significant change in Chinatown recently. And that change is actually the River of Life mission is no longer having their operations in Chinatown anymore. And that's actually a really good thing for a lot of businesses here, because the River of Life mission actually does the community a lot of good, where they go and they serve food to people that are less fortunate and for people that are, without homes. But with that, there's a lot of people that kind of like start to linger around storefronts in Chinatown, and it kind of made it not a very welcoming place to be. It was kind of dirty here. But I wanted to go and do like a walk around and, oh, hi. I wanted to go and do like a walking tour of this place and kind of tell you about my experiences of Chinatown when I was a kid growing up here. So a little background about me. So I basically grew up in Honolulu, Hawaii. So when I was first born, I lived at KPT. I moved to Pua Lane, right next to Mayor Rights Housing. And eventually I ended up living in Chinatown for pretty much like close to 30 years. And I ended up moving out of Chinatown. But during that time I was here, I've seen a lot of crazy things. So I'm going to go and take you to where my dad's store used to be. Okay, so we're almost to where my dad's grocery store used to be. And, pretty much every summer and almost every day I would come here. And I would see a lot of crazy things. So my family store used to be right here. So where this blue tarp is right here, this was basically kind of like where I grew up and, worked for free basically. I've seen a lot of crazy things that happen around here. So if you see this intersection right here, I remember one of the first things I remember as a child was my dad was telling me, you need to get down right now. So I took cover and he closed the doors to the store. And what happened was a guy brought out a shotgun and he tried shooting somebody. And I was like, wow, that's pretty crazy. My dad is putting his knowledge of the military to work for us, right, to save us. So my dad's store was located on Hotel Street. And Hotel Street is pretty infamous because there's a lot of gambling and prostitution and, like strip clubs and bars and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of like the red light district a long, long time ago. And these two buildings right here, this building and this building, these two buildings were actually confiscated by the United States government because of the amount of crime there was. So for the longest time, there's a lot of adult video stores that were actually fronts for drug deals and other criminal activities. And then so what happened was the landlords weren't able to go and evict these tenants. So what happened was the federal government stepped in and they ended up taking over these two properties right here. So instead of having strip clubs and illegal activities and, adult video stores, we have a lot more restaurants and, just places that you and I can both go to and feel safe. So some of you may be wondering, well, is Chinatown safe? And I'll tell you guys right now, Chinatown, just like anywhere else in the world, is safe as long as you are aware of your surroundings. You could be in Kahala, you could be in Beverly Hills, nice places. And it could be dangerous if you're like on your phone and you're not aware of your surroundings, because criminals like to go and take advantage of people who are not aware. So for the most part, yes, Chinatown is safe. And because the River of Life mission has moved out of Chinatown now, it makes it much more pleasant to come here and support the local businesses. So part of me was kind of hesitant about telling stories in this video and my very first video about the dangerous places in Chinatown. But I thought of it more as a public service announcement because, I want to keep all of you guys safe. And, a lot of these stories that I have are basically from over 30 years ago. Okay, so we're standing right outside the Honolulu Police Department substation in Chinatown, and it's located on Mauna Kea and Hotel Streets. So if you ever need to go and talk to a police officer, Mauna Kea and Hotel Street right here is where you want to go. But I gotta say, Chinatown is not like what it was before, back in like the 80s and 90s when I was growing up here. So the kind of crimes that we see more of now is more so like purse snatchings and, robberies and that type of stuff. So sometimes we'll have your periodic stabbings around here, but that's more so along the outskirts of Chinatown. So like what I was saying earlier, make sure you guys go and watch my dangerous places in downtown and Chinatown video to know where those places are. So I gotta say, one of the most positive things about growing up in Chinatown for me was that it actually taught me a lot of street smarts, because growing up in Chinatown, I saw a lot of people doing drugs. I saw a lot of drug deals. I remember as a child, I would watch people literally on their hands and knees crawling on the street to go and look for rock cocaine. And I remember when I saw that, I was like, I'm definitely not gonna do whatever they're doing, because it's sad because these people were all regular people like you and I, and then they got caught up with the wrong crowd or whatever it is, and now they're on their hands and knees, kind of half naked on the streets, right? So seeing things like that, seeing fights and shootings and stabbings. I've actually seen kidnappings too. And, it made me more aware of my surroundings. So if you get anything out of this video, wherever you're at, you gotta be aware of, your surroundings and, the things around you, right? Because if not, you might be setting yourself up for some trouble. So is Chinatown safe in Honolulu, Hawaii? In my opinion, I think it is, as long as you're aware. But I do think that Chinatown in Honolulu, Hawaii, as well as all of Oahu, is much safer than a lot of other parts in the mainland. So, we hear a lot of stuff about Asians getting attacked in, Chinatown in San Francisco and in New York. We definitely don't have that here, which is a blessing for us. Come down to Chinatown and explore what they have to offer with all the different types of businesses and restaurants. So if you have any questions or comments, leave it down in the comment section down below and tell me what your thoughts are of Honolulu's Chinatown. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to go and support my channel, make sure you guys go and check out my Buy Me a Coffee account. I'm going to go and leave the information in the description box down below. And follow me on Instagram. I'll see all of you guys next time. Bye. Hey everybody, so when I was editing my video today, I actually was watching the news and I saw something on the news that was very infuriating that happened in Chinatown. So basically what happened was a senior citizen got set on fire in the Chinese Cultural Plaza. And I know in this video, I'm talking about if Chinatown is dangerous or not. And I just want to let you guys know that situations like that don't happen very often. And that's why it's always good practice to always be, aware of your surroundings. So with that said, I would like to go and kind of teach you guys something about situational awareness. So When you think about situational awareness, think of a triangle. There's three sides to a triangle. And basically, you have ability, opportunity, and intent. Okay, so A, O, and I. Does the person have the ability to harm you? Do they have the opportunity to harm you? And lastly, the intent. Do they have the intent to do bodily harm or rob you? So with that said, always keep those three elements in mind: ability, opportunity, and intent. When I was younger, I actually got attacked in Chinatown, and it was, pretty traumatizing for me. But luckily, because I did self-defense and martial arts, it kind of helped me get out of that situation. So I'm actually at my good friend's martial arts and line dance club, the Chinese Line Dance Association. And if you guys want to go and learn more about line dance or even self-defense and martial arts, you guys have to go and check him out. I'm going to go and leave his information in the description box down below. But I want to go and show you guys some really, really basic self-defense moves that you guys can hopefully go and practice at home so you guys can go and protect yourselves. Hopefully, every single one of you watching this will never have to be put in a situation where your life is in danger or even, getting robbed and all that kind of stuff. But let's go inside. Okay, so this is Jordan. So Jordan's gonna help me out. And so in a street fight or in an attack, the most common attack is gonna be this big right punch that, we're gonna see all the time. So a lot of times when you watch street fights, you'll see a person go and take this right hand and they'll just do this, okay? And so a lot of times attacks are ambushes, okay? So that's why you have to be really aware. So one thing you want to take into consideration is you never let a guy get into your personal space without being ready, okay? So I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen the Will Smith and Chris Rock fiasco. But basically what happened was when Will Smith walked right up to Chris Rock had his arms down, right? And so if Jordan was to go and walk up to me, I would automatically just put my hands up, okay? So the reason why you want to do that is because you want to go and have an obstacle here, okay? So he doesn't get any closer. And when you put your arms up like this, what happens is that if he does go and try to throw a punch at me or something, my arms are already up to protect my head, okay? So going back to that big right punch, if Jordan was going to go and throw a punch in my face, okay, we don't really want to stay here because this is where all the force is going to be. If I step back, he can go and launch another attack at me. So what we want to do, well, how I'm trained anyways, is to step in. Okay, so it might seem kind of counterintuitive because we're thinking, we're getting attacked, we got to run away, right? But in reality, what happens is if Jordan throws, go throw it hard. Okay, so if Jordan goes and throws that punch in my face, go throw it in my face, I want to go and I step in. So when you get scared, what happens is we automatically throw our arms up like this, okay? Just like this, yeah? You're like, I'm scared. You throw your arms up, right? So it's the exact same thing. Without having any kind of training, if somebody goes and throws a punch at you, all you're doing is you're just putting your arms out. Like this, okay? Like this, yeah? So, because Jordan is my friend, I'm just making contact here. But in reality, if he throws that punch at me, this is coming in, yeah? So when he throws that punch, I'm just blocking it like this, okay? And then I'm stepping in and I'm hitting. But basically, that's one way that you can go and defend against, a big right punch if somebody tries to sucker punch you or try to ambush you on the street. Okay, I hope that helps. If you guys want to see more tips just like this, more self-defense tips, make sure you guys let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you guys next week.